Hi friends, now let's take the example up to the next level. So now what I am going to add is a couple of bots into the Teams application. So it will come up as a chat icon. The first, there are different types of bots that you can actually add. You can do proactive notifications, etc. But the one which I'm doing right now is called a command bot. So the idea is in the Teams channel, when you're messaging it, you can actually have some trigger words, and then based on the triggered words, you can have the bot do certain repetitive tasks. That's kind of how they define the bots. Yeah, so I think Teams FX, like I showed last time, plays a very important role in making this work pretty well. So what I have done here is, if you remember the same application, we have opened it up before. If you go to the time Teams toolkit, now if you kind of see this area, I'll close this area. Maybe I'll close this area too. Um, Maybe this area. What you can see is there is actually a button called Add Features. You can actually take the current application, that is Teams FX, and then you can actually put Add Features, and then you can pick and choose from here. Like you can see that you can add a bunch of things there into the application, all these you can kind of see. You can also do bots as an example and add a bot. So if you kind of come back here, so if you come back here and so I think it's not working for some reason. Yeah, you can actually click on add features and it'll add bots and etc. To your application. But I think what has happened is I've already added a bot feature, so I think it's why it's not showing me the bot feature to add one more time, and that's why I think is the problem. So, but once you click on this and add the bot to your features, so this is kind of what happens. If you see here, there'll be a new package like a directory called bot that gets created. If you open up the bot, you will have the source, and then you will have adaptive cars, internal, and extra. So I have customized this to fit exactly what we want to do in our application. So I have taken out all the default code, and then I have actually made three commands. One is I want to be able to search by VIN number of the vehicle. The second one is VRM, which is what vehicle registration number based search, and then the email based search. So here it will give you all the service records for a particular customer, like how we used to see in the other web application. So these are three commands I've added. For each of the commands that I've added, there's actually in the templates folder, you need to go and actually put that as the commands in the manifest template. So if you kind of see this one, this is the bot that gets added because of the framework, and you will see that these are the commands. You can search by win, search by brm. It should be brn, but I put vrm for some reason and it's stuck to that right now. And email is, of course, you can search for the owner email based search, right? So that is kind of how the manifest is set up, and the bot gets introduced. But the more important thing is it also plumbs all the backend that is required for the bot to work. So like whenever you create a bot, you actually need to have it as an application in the AAD. And what Teams FX is very good at doing is it is actually going to define two applications, one for our tab application and the other one is for the bot application. So if you go click on the bot application, you can see that it has already created a lot of the base things that are required. Like if you go to the authentication tab, you can see that it's set it up to do this multi-tenant thing. And if you go to there's no API permissions required for the bot, but it's secrets, right? If you go to the secrets, it also created like a default secret, right? So all this has happened behind the scenes without us even knowing about it. And the other thing it is already done is like whatever since it's in the same tenant, whatever gets provisioned on AAD kind of reflects even in the Teams area. So if you click on the apps here, and then if you go to the developer portal, you can click on the apps, and you will see that the apps this is the old one. The app, the tab gets stuck there. But the tools, if you go to the tools section and click on the bot management, that is where you will actually see the new bot that gets registered. So this Teams FX tab local, and that was a tab that is required for our commands. So that's pretty much the theoretical part, and then we can see it in action, and it adds quite a bit of value to the users. So if you come kind of here and then you go back to environment here, you can actually start the local debug edge. So it'll do the same exact things that we talked about in the previous videos. It just checks everything. It does npm install. It registers the bot. In this case, it is not really registering. It has a state file under the .fx folder. That's actually called a state, and it is going to compare the state file with the Azure AD, and then make sure that the application definition that we have given there, the ID and all that match correctly. So that's kind of what it's doing in the behind the scenes. And then once it runs all of this, it will start the React application for both the bot as well as your tab. So even though it's not very obvious, there's actually two things running. So if you kind of let me add this here. So it got added there. So I'm going to close this. So this is the cool part. Like let me show you that first. So if you go back here, right, there are two things running here. This is a React application, and that's the bot application. So both of them are started now. So you can see that the bot has started and it's returning on 3978. And the first one which you see here is actually the ngrok. This is the URL that is referencing to. And if you go to the bot URL, it will be referencing this one correctly. So all that plumbing is done beautifully behind the scenes. So that's the biggest advantage of using Teams FX versus doing everything manually. So now let's go back to the demo. So now I've added three commands. Like you can search for the VIN number, search for the vehicle registration number, or like all look at all the records for a particular customer. We can enhance it more, but for now I just put the three different use cases. And if you want to increase it, maybe we can definitely do that. So to try some examples, right? So if you let's check the email first, so that I have it already up here. So if you go look at the emails. Let's take this lady, santa95 at hotmail.com. So let me copy that. All you have to do is like click on the email command, and then just paste what you're looking for and hit enter. So what is happening behind the scenes is it's actually triggering the bot for this application. It's actually connecting to the database, and actually it's actually firing a REST call into the server layer, API layer, and it's returning back all the vehicles that are matching a particular VIN number. So in this particular case, it's a customer, right? So the customer what we sent has two vehicles, and this is why this is like the accordion show, where you can actually show both the uh, registration service records, and this kind of what we're showing here. So maybe we can take another example. Let's take Dusty. Yeah, and then we can do the same thing. It prompts for your pop-up, and then you can say paste and hit enter, and it's actually going to go and search for that. So this guy also has two service records, right? So that's an easy, quick way of searching. Fairly simple and intuitive. So if you take this as an example now, and then we do the same thing, we do email space paste, and this. It's going to return back four records. So this is four service records, and this is a cool part. You see this piece? This is called the accordion way of doing activity. No, the accordion way of doing adaptive cards, and so you can actually click on these individual ones, and it switches. Or you can use these buttons. So it's pretty cool. I love this feature. So you can kind of show it as though it's like an accordion, right? Feature. So that's the first feature. Let's search for VIN and vehicle registration just to kind of round it out. Simple, same concepts, but it kind of gives you an idea of how it works. So if you pick this one, let's try a couple of them. So you can actually say VRM, enter, It gives you the details of the vehicle. Right, just pretty quickly. So then take this same thing, and actually I can do a win and space, and then it'll search the same thing and give you back the same answer, right? So you can see that DN76UI. You can kind of see that's what we search for. If you go up a little bit here, DN76UI gives us that data, and we use the same win number, search for win, and it gives you this data. So, quick demonstration of how we can actually use this command bot feature. And it works in it works very seamlessly with the application. So this is summary tab. Like if you remember, this is what we used to do before. This is a summary tab, um, and I don't know why the UI kind of changed a little bit here, but you can see the same exact things that we used to see before, right? Terms of use. This is all the YouTube videos, and then this is the monthly summary that we saw before, right? Where we saw the charts, etc. So that's pretty much this in this video. I wanted to show you the command bar feature that we have added into the application. So this you can, if you want to enhance it further, you can kind of make it search by other things. But I do not see the need to add more. So this is the cool thing. It kind of shows you suggestions as you type, and then you can search for different things. So if you go here and do let's take another example here. Date, maybe dates. Email. Paste it, and it gives you one service record. So that is pretty much done for this for demo. Hopefully you liked it, and we can enhance it further to make it searchable on different things, or maybe different things. Thank you.